a couple extra minutes in the locker room with the team. Nothing bad. We're just trying to talk through the game tonight and what we need to do looking forward. So disappointed in the outcome. At times disappointed in the effort, but I thought we certainly tried, and just wasn't good enough tonight. Offensively, we were very challenged. I thought defensively we were good enough to have won this game, but we're just not real good offensively right now. It's kind of disappointing. Got to get better. I'm just now looking at the stats, so I apologize for looking down from time to time.
All right, for questions, we'll start off with James Carpia, the Oregonian.
Kelly, realizing that it is a very shorthanded squad, but this is a loss to a low major conference for the first time in 7 years. So what do you say to the team right now? Because they're trying and they're shorthanded, but at the same time, this does have some implications here.
Well, we're not so shorthanded that we couldn't have won the game. I mean, that we needed to win the game. I mean, that's what we wanted to do. What do you tell them? I mean, that we've got to get better. We've got to play with a little bit more focus. We've got to, we've got to shoot it better. I mean, we didn't shoot it well from anywhere, from the 2, from the 3, from the free throw line. We broke down defensively a few times, but you look at our defensive numbers and those were solid. I just thought they out hustled us on the 50-50s tonight. I thought they got a lot of those offensive rebounds. We'd made us stop and then, they get it and they capitalize on it. We wanted to take away the 3-point line and they make 8. It's honestly a little bit of everything. We were a step slow defensively. That's why they had 23 free throws. We've just got to get better. I mean, you know what? This is the team we're going to have for the next month. We've got to find a way. We can't worry about who we don't have. I got to do better coaching the team that we do have.
Eric Scoble, 247 Sports.
Yeah, Coach, I was just going to ask what things maybe carried over from the trip to the Bahamas that were also not improved upon. Were there things that you would have, I guess, expected or maybe hoped to have seen better based upon what you've seen, obviously, that would maybe were acknowledged going in?
Well, we've shown that we're offensively challenged, and that's just being real. Okay. We've got players that are in what have to be playmaking roles right now. That's just not their nature. They're more complementary players. And we're asking them to do a lot more. I was encouraged by the fact that we only turned the ball over 8 times tonight. That was one of our bugaboos down on the island. So that was better. We had some pretty good looks. I mean, I thought, one of the things I've always prided myself on, two things offensively: shot selection and taking care of the ball. We took care of the ball tonight. We had a decent night with our shot selection. We just couldn't make many. And in the end, you've got to against a good team. Yeah, they might be a so-called low major, but that's a pretty good program. I think anybody would tell you that.
James.
Sorry, Filipina provided a bit of a spark off the bench. Kelly, I realized that as a young player who you were probably hoping to bring along a little bit slower, but she was one of the few in a positive from a plus-minus standpoint and gave you a lot from a rebounding standpoint. Was it just difficult to necessarily turn to her there down the stretch just because she has to work a little bit on touch and you want ball handlers out there?
Tough matchup defensively, chasing all those guys around. They're interchangeable. They play a lot like Stanford, and that second half, I just, I want to play her more, and I might, with the next opponent, play her more. 2 for 8 from the field. She had 6 offensive rebounds. My guess, most of those were on her own shot. But she's doing some good things. She's right now, this was one of those games that was going to be a tough matchup for her. And we just felt in the end that what we were giving up maybe at the defensive end, and we did a little bit. We weren't getting back on the offensive end.
Eric.
Coach, does somebody need to step up offensively and just kind of take ownership? And do you think there are players maybe more on the perimeter that are capable of doing that? And just when it seemed like when you guys needed a basket, maybe there was nobody who was really excited to have it be their moment. Do you need someone to kind of step up in that regard?
Yes. Yes. I thought Maddie was more assertive tonight. She had great looks, you guys, great looks, and had a tough shooting night, but I thought she was more aggressive tonight than she's been. We've asked her to do that. And, they just weren't falling tonight. I mean, you look at some of our, 4 for 13, 3 for 12, 2 for 9, 2 for 8. That's just not going to get it done, And I thought offensively, we did some good things. We just, in the end, didn't make baskets. Our ball movement was better tonight than it was down on the island. It didn't stick quite as much. We got better top side movement. Yeah, I mean, you see the shooting numbers, that's not going to win you many games.
All right, last one. Eric, we'll give you one more.
Just going to ask about the rebounding in the third quarter. That seemed like it kind of flipped things a little bit. They, I think, won an 11-0 run. And I know 2 of their baskets came off of offensive rebounds. Is that a focal point? And obviously you had the height advantage there. You think that wouldn't be a case. What did you see on
Height
some of
means nothing on rebounding. I mean, it really doesn't. That a lot of their rebounds were long rebounds, Philly's not going to run down a long rebound. Sedona's not going to run down a long rebound. It's a good question. I know what you're talking about. There was that stretch where they just freaking outplayed us. That was the bottom line. They wanted it more. You could tell they were more organized. They played harder. And that's a killer, man. You finally get a stop and then they get the offensive rebound and then score on it. That's just, that's tough to swallow. And we just, again, we got to do better. I don't know what I can say other than, you watch the game. You see what we did right, what we did wrong. We just got to do better and play harder and play with a sense of urgency right from the beginning. And if that means we go with a different group this next game, we'll see. That's definitely an option. I'm not blaming any one person if we do that. It's just that at some point you have to kind of mix things up and see if something else might work early in the game.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
You guys, I appreciate you being here.